Hey guys, how's everyone doing today? Drop your questions in the live chat whenever you tune in. Please like, subscribe, drop a comment on this video, share with anyone who might be interested in my next show. I offer free live readings here on YouTube Live every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central and every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central. So today is my free show. It's an offering for you guys to kind of check out my services and see if maybe I am a reader that resonates with you. In between questions, I do have collective messages that I feel are important to share at this time and that should resonate with a lot of people based on collective energy. You can find out more about me at jojoempathic.com. You can also book your private reading with me at jojoempathic.com. On my website, you'll also find services such as email readings. If you don't want to get on a phone call or Zoom call, you can order an email reading, and those are sent within 24 to 48 hours. I also have a Etsy shop, and you can check out. I've been on Etsy since 2021, and I have various offerings on there as well. So I'll give everybody a few minutes to tune in. I'm looking out the window right now, and there's this cute little bird in the bush. So kind of distracted me. Drop your questions in the live chat. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm excited because it's my birthday week, okay? I'm super excited. And with that, all of my excitement, it's been nonstop attacks. So my birthday's tomorrow. I have a live show on the radio with Joanne Carvalho. We're going to record it via video, so I will be posting it on my YouTube channel. Super excited about that. And then on Thursday, I actually will be on a call with I'll just give you some little hint, very transformational TV network that I'm excited to potentially be joining in 2026. So this week has been, I'm like so excited that this is all happening. And with that, you get attacked sometimes. So I'm going to actually start with a collective message on spiritual attacks right before you level up. And then I'm going to go ahead and answer questions for you guys. If you are feeling generous or want to send a tip or donation, the information is in the description box. I'm just going to say hello to whoever's here so far. So we have Shaw Woman 14, happy early birthday. Thanks. Thank you, girl. If you put your first name in here too, that helps. For your questions, I need your first name and your question. And if there's a person of interest, I need their first name too. Evidential mediumship, let's say you want to talk to mom, dad, deceased loved one in the light, I just need their first name too. Okay. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel. Whoops. And then we have Maria Scorpio 92. Hey there. Hey, Maria. Okay, so I'm going to start with a message before we dive in. Get all of your questions in the live chat if you would like a free reading today. I do have my tarot cards and mixed emotion cards. If you have never seen any of my shows or worked with me before, I use a form of channeling called mental mediumship. I find that this is one of the cleanest modalities to channeling. And if you can do it this way, why do we need to bring spirits within us? Okay, so through mental mediumship and using a form of telepathy to connect with the energies in an atmosphere. And this doesn't matter if I'm face to face with someone or they're all the way across the world. Because once I get into a brain state in higher dimensions, there's no time and space between us. So mental mediumship is very clean. There's nothing actually coming into me, and it's very accurate. So I don't really feel there is need for trans channeling. And I want to speak on that as well. A lot of trans channels, if you ever watch them do this, it's an uncomfortable thing. You know, I think channeling in today's society, people find it kind of weird, but you don't really have to bring spirits within you to for any kind of gain or benefit. There's no need for it. And angels are higher up beings in the universe. Um, when you bring those frequencies into your body, you actually heal. So angel channeling or higher up beings in the universe, when you bring their energy in, whether you have, let's say, a deity that you follow, a divine goddess or god that you love and work with, what we're supposed to do is evoke them and embody their essence. So there's a fine line between just bringing in any spirit and embodying your God. Very different are your angels. And you'll notice those that are bringing that energy in, if they're healed or not. That should help you with discernment. A lot of people, a lot of these mediums, old school ones, they bring all of these spirits in them, and you can just take a look at them, and they look very like it's tired. They have a gray energy about them, depleted, as if it's taken their life force. Okay, so you never want to get um, to that level, and be very mindful. So one of the things I want to speak on also, last night in my dream, I was attacked by a demon, okay, or a dark entity, dark force entity. This happens right before I level up big time. Right before I'm getting to this next level, I always get some sort of dark force that tries to stop me, okay? Why does darkness do this? Why do we get attacked right before we level up? Well, if you are a light worker, if you consider yourself a healer, maybe you're in the medical field, therapist of some sort, nurse, doctor, um, you're in some sort of service where you're helping humanity, you're helping animals, the planet. Your work directly disrespects dark energy. They don't like it. They don't like you, and they do whatever they can to try to stop you. Okay, so it's very typical to receive attacks before we level up, and especially if you are a big channel, especially if you have a big heart, you serve deeply, you will face that. But it does happen to all of us as we try to move up in life. We do face tests, we face obstacles at times. There are attacks that we face usually through the people closest to us, to try to stop and bring us down and keep us in that low vibration. So, what we do, we don't act in fear, we counter it in truth and groundedness. Okay, we don't say, "Oh my God, what do I do?" No, we don't operate with darkness like that. That's what they want, because they can harvest that fear. They can harvest that sadness and anxiety. So you hold your ground right before you level up, and it's a time to stay extremely grounded, present, and protected. Okay. Now, I want to talk about white women entitlement. In my dream, this entity, this dark entity, appeared as, depending on where you are in the world, I don't know if you know who Marjorie Taylor Greene is. Drop a comment, let me know where you're tuning in from. So Marjorie Taylor Greene is in the United States, and she was huge in MAGA. Okay, she was a huge Donald Trump supporter and advocate. She flipped the script and changed her script mainly because of fear and her need for protection, not to help the American people, like she says. It's for her own protection against who she stood with. Now, really dark energy, in the Bible, they say that the devil will fool and deceive his minions, his people that work for him. And as soon as he can, he turns on them. It's a very accurate discernment of dark force entities. They trick people, they get them near, and when they're done, they dispose of them. And that's exactly what we see Donald Trump doing. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is a perfect example of white women entitlement. Okay. So the dark entity is, in my dream last night, appeared as her. Okay. And she had on her skin, it was so weird. Like her skin had number lines on it almost like I was seeing the stimulation. Like she had lines on her skin, like almost like a tattoo, but it was an imprint. So she had all of these numbers and symbols as she appeared, and she was trying to scare me. She was trying to take me, and she said, nobody's coming to save you. She was like, you're all alone. There's nobody coming to save you. And so in my dream, I'm just like, go away. Like I'm not shaken by it, but it made me aware. I'm like, okay, tomorrow's gonna be a humdinger. So that was my dream. And it's been an uncomfortable day. It has been. And there were two attacks that came in from two white people that both embody this type of entitlement energy. This isn't about white versus black people. This is about calling out racism, oppression, and marginalization that's gone on for too long that we see rooted and gritted through a certain demographic. Now, if you didn't know, I'm Black. I was never raised to identify as biracial. I'm actually not technically biracial. I'm mixed. So I have African American and Italian American lineage mainly, but I also have Irish American, Polish American, um, Native American. There's different lineages that I have. So I'm not just white and black. I identify as black. Okay. And I have a podcast called Pretty Prophetess Podcast. Check it out. It is on YouTube and Podbean. My last episode, I made um, a show called Biracial Being. And if you watch it, I look a little uncomfortable as I film that. It was the first time I actually was talking about my identity publicly in that matter, where it was a show strictly on my identity and how I identified. And I explained, like, I've always felt pushed into a box that there was never a box for me. There's never like a box that said African American, Italian American, never in any of the government forms. And that the world wants me to identify a certain way to be in a box. Okay. So if you watch it and look a little uncomfortable, and I'll tell you why right now. I was holding back. I was holding back the truth of my story and some of the struggle and difficulty I faced being mixed race and being born into a bloodline where there has been racism. And we often in society don't talk about the things we go through at home to protect our family. We don't want anybody to be shamed. And I'm finally at the point where I want to do a part two to that podcast. I knew it was going to happen at the right time. It's on my to-do list now to get that filmed, where I will start actively talking about some of the struggles I faced being born directly into a family where there is known racism. We don't hear it talked about often. Um, when I was growing up in the 90s in Western New York, there weren't very many mixed kids. Um, and I never had like a mixed or biracial mentor or older person that kind of took me under their wing. That didn't exist for me in my life. It wasn't as popular back then. Um, Fortunately for me, my dad's sister, my aunt, and I were very, very close. We always have been like this. And she's fully black, but we look almost like sisters. Literally, we have very similar hair, skin tone, or we look just alike, literally. So that was, to me, it was very nice to have someone that looked like me, loved me. My aunt always loved me. On my dad's side, his mother, my grandma, loved and adored me. She is no longer here. She's in spirit. And my grandmother always made sure that I knew that I came from her. And she loved me and adored me and was so proud that I came from her. And I respect my grandmother. I respect my elders on both sides of my family. And I was there for my grandmother until her last day. It's the way I was raised. And I believe that we should look out for our elders. But I'm also someone that I give respect where respect is given. Okay. I don't just give it away, just, sometimes where it's not even, it doesn't belong. Okay. Now, where I really struggled is my relationship with my mother, who never took that type of positive ownership over me. My grandmother, a Black woman, did. She made me know, you're from me, I love you, and I'm proud of it. My white mother never did. So my grandmother was like a mom to me and stepped in a lot for me growing up until her last day. My mother, on the other hand, worked very, very hard throughout my life to sabotage me, to make me feel not good enough, to she would talk down about everyone in my family that I loved, including my grandmother, and would compare me to my Black side of the family in a very negative light when they always embraced me. Black side of my family adored me and was loyal, fight for me, and proud of me. Okay. On my mother's side, I did not get that treatment. There was no positive ownership. There was something is wrong with you. There was, um, call the cops on your family. There was, I don't think you're a bad person. You just make bad choices. You should identify as white. Absurd things. Absurd. And I don't have contact with my mother to this day. And a lot of people judge when people step away and go no contact with loved ones. In my case, it's healthy because I don't align with doing harm to others, especially based on the color of their skin, where they come from, and who they are inherently. I don't believe in that. I think it's bullying and racist. And so that's a little bit of the background. Um, and my mother aligns with a church that voted with MAGA, and I call that out as hypocrisy. I call out any healer that stands with MAGA as a hypocrite. You can't serve deeply when you are aligned with darkness. You cannot serve the light when you are aligned with people that are in hate and that do harm to others. It doesn't work like that. Not as a channel. You can psychically manipulate things. You can psychically heal without an anointing. Everybody can do that. But as a medium, as a minister, as a channel, as a healer, we need to be aligned with a higher power that loves and that stands for what's right, always. And I firmly believe that. Um, so back to white women entitlement. I want to speak on this. What I've seen and experienced that's not okay is there is time and time again when people will give and project racism, and when the person that is being projected upon or facing the marginalization, the racism, or the oppression, the hatred, they speak up for themselves, they get deemed as wrong. They get deemed as negative. And that's what I'm calling out today. I'm also calling out the church when they come to people like me and say, people like me are going to burn in hell. And when I stand up for myself, they say, that's blasphemy. It's the same thing with racism. You stand up for yourself after having this hatred, you're wrong. Look at you. Look at this angry person. They're emotional. How dare you stand up to this, to me? It's white people entitlement. The church does it. Blasphemy. How dare you say anything about the church? You just told me I'm going to burn in the pits. What do you mean? They do this with immigration, we see right now. People being oppressed, people being killed, jailed, harmed, unfairly treated, cruel. And when people speak up, they say, how dare you? It needs to stop. So we see it with race, we see it with religion, we see it with certain demographics that face marginalization and oppression and racism, and it needs to stop. It's not okay. It is not okay to face oppression and say, how dare you stand up against it? Okay. So if you're going through something within your family or in the world right now at work, in the neighborhood, wherever you're at, and you're faced with the marginalization, the hatred, the racism, and somebody tries to shame you for speaking up, don't let that happen. Hold your ground and speak up against it, because that's how we dismantle it. We don't need to take it. We don't need to internalize it as shame, because that's what they do, is they shame for speaking up on the truth and defending yourself. Don't let that happen. And especially in the healing arts, if you're in the healing arts and you feel concerned about speaking up on the darker things of life that you see, or messages like this can come across as aggressive. And they have all types of names for people that stand up against this, all types of negative shaming names. Don't let that happen. Don't internalize it and speak your truth, okay? Because the head is becoming the tail. There is a switch. And we're not really into the New Year's energy yet until mid-February. But I'm already starting to see the ripple of things switching. We're in a great reset right now. If you follow anyone in the spiritual community or you see for yourself, you can see it, you can feel it. All systems are being dismantled because they need to be, so that we can revitalize our world. I believe we're going towards a golden age. In order to get there, it's an uncomfortable time. I want to get the name of this book accurate. I'm reading a book right now that is so good, and I would like to have these authors on my show next month. But there's a book out. Everyone go and get it on Amazon. It's called We the People, Erased on Paper. And it's how American law rewrote identity and left us out of We the People. So good, so good. I'm almost through it. But what's so interesting about this book, I'm gonna wrap this message up here, is that it's a it's the story of two women, and they are finding their ancestry in America. And basically they uncover and expose how in America, and they talk about Washington, D.C., and I want to say the 1700s or 1800s, where it's a country built on freedom, but that does not mean safety. It's a country built on freedom, but built on segregation at the same time. And the book goes over how there's just laws put into place that erased how we identify, that put how we identify in the hands of judges in courts that would identify us for us. And the book, to me, it was so eye-opening to how fragile of a moment we are in history, that this has been going on forever. This is what America's been built on. If you aren't in America right now, turn the news on and watch. It's an absolute cruel regime right now. Americans are being detained. Native, indigenous Americans are being detained. Innocent people. I don't believe in calling people illegal immigrants, okay? I call them, I guess, undocumented citizens. I mean, people, I mean, it's ridiculous that this country was built on segregating. I'm right, you're wrong, for who you are and how you identify. So tap into your roots. Love who you are and use your voice. Do not be shamed by those that try to quiet you. The past few months, have had several people try to tell me to quiet. Since I got in this business, people have tried to quiet me. They've tried to silence me. I've been told I should I've been told I should get beat up. Um, I've been told that women should be quiet. And there is a serious consequence for these people. Okay, law of cause and effect is what governs this universe. And there is a system, a spectrum of love and hatred, higher vibration and lower. So a lot of spiritual teachers out there, it's disappointing that say evil doesn't exist. A lot of them are white. I'm sorry. They don't experience what's going on. They deny the battle. Okay. This is a battle. This is a battle in the sky. We call it Star Wars. And it's a battle here. It's a battle of a very small percent from the sky, from the stars, over the billions of people here on Earth. Very small percent over us. And they've got us all divided. They've got us all split up and coming against each other, so we can't stand together, because it is unfortunate. We can't stand with that. You can't stand with the enemy. How can you? I'll wrap up this message. I know I keep saying that. You have to set boundaries with people. I don't care if they're your family. You have to set boundaries with people and don't feel bad for cutting people off. I was told um, this person in the family, I had to block. This person should have been blocked, okay? Um, Came in right before my birthday and tried to bring me on down to sadness, and it won't work. It won't work. I already got the sign from spirit last night in my dream it was coming today. That's why intuition is so important. Listen to your intuition, listen to your soul, connect with your ancestors. You can connect with your ancestors and ask about your roots and who guides you and where your blood's from, because they have confused us all and they have ripped and stolen our identities from us. But I was told by people, when I stood up for racism and stood up for myself, um, you're supposed to be representing empathy, have compassion and grace. That's what they do. They hate us, they marginalize us, they harm us, and they say have compassion for us. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. Be real. Okay? It doesn't work like that. And to be quite honest, they don't deserve that compassion. You don't just get oppressed and heavy hand and then just say, oh, thank you. No, that's what they try to do. And today, that's my message. I don't deal with that. So that's where I'm at today. Um, Tired of it. I'm disgusted at what I'm seeing, and it won't work. There's a song, I think I've told you guys before. I grew up Christian. I don't know if I've said it in this chat yet, but or if you guys know, I grew up very Christian. There's a gospel song. It's no weapon formed against me shall prosper. One of my favorite songs, and that's what I sing. If there's no weapon formed against me will prosper, it won't work. It will not work. So that's my 2 cents today. Don't face it from somebody and then go ahead and feel shame. Don't let them shame you for speaking up. It doesn't. No. I'm gonna get louder. I'm gonna get louder. So stay tuned to Pretty Prophetess podcast by Rachel Being Part 2 coming soon, where I will share the truth of what some of the things I've gone through, which have been very difficult. Okay. And it's unfortunate. But I've always loved me and never had confusion about me. It's the world that's projected that on me. Okay. And the more you cut these people out, the more freedom you have, the more healed you become, the more authentic you are, okay? The more you shine. Don't don't keep it near you because it drags you down and it keeps you in a lower frequency. And that's big themes for 2026. 2026 says, what are you still holding on to from all of these years that you don't get yet? A lot of times relationships, okay? Not just with family, but with partners that are abusive. And they're not ever changing themselves. They're not willing to grow. And they want to keep you roped close to them and go down with them and in a state of confusion with them. Don't do that. This is one of the most amazing times to be alive on the planet. We are surrounded by abundance all around us. And you deserve to tap into that. You deserve blessings this year. And the universe is on our side. Those that stand with the light, those that stand for love, those that stand up and speak up against these machines that are trying to oppress us. You must. And when they try to tell you to shut up and try to shame you for speaking up, you go louder. Okay. That's what we need in order to dismantle these systems that keep us divided and are not for us. So we need to get the power back in our hands and stand strong together. And we need to see more and more. And I saw it the other day. There's a woman in Tennessee and she's running for Congress and she's like, this isn't normal. She didn't go to school for it. But that to me was a sign of the head becoming the tail. We need people. I want to take a time out. One of the reasons that Trump won is because people saw, oh my God, he's saying He's saying how he feels. I resonate with that. Oh my God, look at, him. He's trying to change all these systems. So we do need that, but people were fooled. So what we need to do is be truthful, be blunt, be loud, mirror what he's doing, but do it for one another. Don't divide us. Stand up for what's really right. We need our voices in politics. That's how we get out of this. We need our voices in these data centers and in the field of technology. We need our voices creating these apps for us in the medical system, in the education system. We need us to make this world a better place, not this small percent. They need us more than we need them. And that's what this is a call in 2026. It's time to really follow soul's purpose, speak up, and stand together. Okay. So drop a comment. Let me know if this resonates with you. Like I told you, I'm fired up. Fired up, man. So let's see here. Okay, so that was my collective message on white people entitlement, dismantling it, not dealing with it. Not today, Satan. That's what I say. How dare you? You should be empathy and compassion for us as we oppress you. I'm good. Okay. So drop your questions. Today's free show. I'm just going to acknowledge everybody in here and then we'll go into the questions in order. In the description box, you'll see all of the questions that I'm taking today. It's basically open to anything. So evidential mediumship, loved ones on the other side, relationship, soulmate, work, career. Please like and subscribe to the channel, guys. It's my birthday week. Send a tip donation if feeling generous. I told you, there's nothing gonna make me upset. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good year. So we have a question here. I'll write down in order. I'm gonna take Maria's question first. I've liked your video. Thank you. Showwoman 14. I'm Dina. Hey, Dina. We're gonna take Dina's question after Maria. Then we have Marijana. Hi, Marijana. Okay. We're going to take her message. Marijana. Okay, then we have Melissa. Hey, Melissa. Hi, Melissa in New Zealand. Happy New Year. Can I please have a spirit reading? Yes. Melissa says, total ignorance. It sucks. It does suck. I can't even tell. I attract all types of energies as a healer, all types. What was something I heard that was just bizarre? We have to keep our borders because we have to preserve our culture. That person heard my voice that day. I said, this is just ridiculous, man. Whose culture? Whose? United we stand, divided we beg. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for everything. Correct. And that's what I mean about the masses and why we have to awaken to soul's purpose and authenticity and sovereignty. You have to learn how to think for yourself. And you have to hold the space to do that because everything in society will lead you to believe that it's not okay to follow your sovereignty. These are all, if you see the trend in this message today, it's all the same force trying to oppress and trying to silence people so that they can gain. Yeah, and if you don't stand for something, you're not really solid in your root chakra or your second chakra, which is the second up the spine. You're easily influenced. Okay. No, I'm not big on the CIA, but the CIA says like there's three types of people. There's the ones that influence, the ones that manipulate, and there's the ones that are being, kind of controlled by the other two. Which one are you? We don't want to manipulate people, but we do want to have positive influence over what with the society culture. Okay, speak up about from your unique experience, just like I shared being mixed and how that's brought me to where I am today and what I stand for. That's why you chose the life you chose. So I'll backtrack and say I'm not a victim to be born through a family bloodline where there's racism. In the Black community, a lot of times people will say, yeah, they didn't have a choice, mixed kids, that they were born from these parents. We did. I'll counter that. I did have a choice, and it was a resonance, and I'm still not a victim. Through my experience, I now have wisdom. Through my experience, I now stand for something. You see, this is real alchemy. That's why we come here. And you choose your bloodlines because it gives you a unique perspective. And what we're supposed to do, all of us, because the highest order is oneness, source. And I always think of like different gods and goddesses. I had a Christian lady one time tell me she went over somewhere, she went to Greece or somewhere and out of America in the East, and she was like, um, they have all these gods and goddesses, and I don't subscribe to that, but it's still a pretty place. And I'm just like, you don't get what it really was to represent. It's one source falling through all of these archetypal energies, not falling, but in a sense, fractals. It's the same for you and I. There's one source, and we're all gods and goddesses. We're all creators. We're all intentional. We can be, and we can all also destroy. And so I was watching Yaki Awakened. Let me know if you guys know who this is. I'm not affiliated with anybody I'm bringing up right now. But I loved what he said about, because I'm big into juicing, and when I look at the frequency of like raw foods, it's like very good for the body. The body receives it well. But he was like, imagine if we were all walking around like ye are gods and goddesses, and you feed yourself like you're a god, and you think like you're a god, and you get with partners that respect themselves like gods and come together like that. Imagine that. And I love that. It's so true. Okay. We need to hold ourselves in that light. And don't feel bad if you're not there yet. Like baby steps. We have to be compassionate and love ourselves into a new reality. You go through a spiritual awakening, you get completely detoxed out, all that old, so that the higher vibration can come in. Melissa says, good for you, XX heart heart. Thank you. And then we have Nato Makea. Hey, Nato Makea. Even in the Bible, it is said if a member of you is an occasion for you to fall, cut it, throw it away. And those who are your true family are those who are in your same purpose. That's a deep yes. That's a deep hum. When you hum, you get closer to God. You guys know that? Thank you so much for sharing that. Well, I want to also speak to that too, because a lot of our family that we choose to incarnate with is karmic. So one of the solutions I always push for in today as we create the new earth is to be very mindful of your relationships and understand the spiritual, I call it sacred agreement behind your relationships with other people. Because with our karmic relationships, karma is not punishment, it's lessons. So if we start choosing more consciously our soulmates, our partners, the people we mate and grow family with, the ones that are more destined are very few within your life contract, like one or two. Sometimes people have three, but it's very rare. Sometimes just one. The one versus karmic soulmates. There's a whole list, and every twist and turn of your journey, and not all of them are even romantic. A lot of them are our family, and so with spiritual attacks, this is why it comes through the people closest to you. I'm not going to go and get attacked by someone over in Italy. They don't even know I exist. I'm going to be attacked probably by the people closest to me and those whoever is unconscious. The spirits will go through them. So it's not them. They probably love you. It's an unconsciousness that doesn't have boundaries, or like we had just gone over with, I believe it was a Malcolm X quote, or they're not grounded, they're not stable in who they are. And the Bible has a lot of truth to it. The thing about the Bible is King James was an awful, awful human being. He was a horrible monster. I remotely viewed him and I saw he just reminds me a lot of a colonizer. I saw him on a big old ship and his frequency reminded me a lot of Trump, but almost worse. He was obsessed with Satanism. He was obsessed with the devil. And his book on Satanism did very well too. So, and with the Council of Nicaea, it's just like, why'd they leave out all the pretty prophetesses? Where's all the ladies? Where are they all at? I mean, if you think about your family, like is the matriarch and the patriarch, who's the most intuitive? We love her. We love mom or grandma. Okay. And there's grandpa, he's wise too, but she's the lead of intuition. We're the right brained ones. So okay. So then we have a lot of dolphins and whales, of course, because they're ancient and amazing. We have the turtles and we have the fishes in here. I love everybody saying hello. Okay, so NATO, let me ask a question. Yeah, so I'm making a list here. I've just been going in today for 42 minutes. So I have NATO down. If you're just tuning in and need your first name in your question, any person of interest, we'll need them too. And we'll have Melissa on the list as well. So I have her written down. We have LOL from Shaw Woman. We have True. We have Melissa, good for you. What we need is a great big melting pot was a song over here about everyone mixed. Sorry, I meant pot. Well, yeah, because if you think about, someone like me where my dad is black, my mom's white, that's my tribe. That's my like first generation tribe. How do you explain that? It's an interesting concept. So I really am excited to finish this book. And like I said, I hope that I can get these ladies on my show. And there's someone else that I have my eye on in terms of that helps us find ancestry. And so I'm getting some notes here. Okay, so women erased from history. Mom is for sure. Okay. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Let's dive into the show here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that want readings. Anyone else? This is the time to drop your questions in because I'm going in about 16 minutes before I might tune out here. And then you can, of course, call in tomorrow, newsforthesoul.com, noon central. I'll be joined by Joanne Carvalho for intuitive energy healing readings. And then back here on Thursday night, 7 p.m. Thanks everyone for your participation. Yeah, I want to hear from you. Jojoempathic represents freedom of speech. Speak up, speak out. Do not be silenced. So let's go ahead and begin with Maria. Okay. So for you guys, I just want you to know whenever you go into like a reading with me, just go into your heart and ask the question. Ask Spirit to speak through me what you need to know for your highest good. Let's talk about the laws of the light. We don't beg from Spirit. We don't ask several times the same questions over and over and over again. Say, oh, Is Joe Schmo the one? No, Jordan, not today. Tomorrow. Is Joe the one? No. Next Thursday. Is Joe the one? Spirit's like, I told you. No. So we don't do that because what happens is we get blocked. Our spirit guides start to pull away. And we always remain in gratitude. I noticed that with the clients that they come in with the biggest heart, they come in with genuine intentions and are in gratitude with spirit, they have like it just flows through me. And often I get blamed if it's like not resonating. It's usually, they did this to spirit. And I could psychically read you, but a lot of times I use mediumship. You tuned in at the beginning, I use mental mediumship. I use automatic writing. So call your guides in, and you can always ask these questions yourself with spirit, from spirit. You should, okay? Your loved ones in the light, they are more of a pure love for you and wisdom, okay? So call in your loved ones in the light to guide you, call in your angels to guide you, and your spirit team. And I say your number one spirit guide is your higher mind, okay? That's your higher essence. So if you don't feel comfortable with spirit guides yet, I don't blame you. I think you should train with someone or take a class at least, educate yourself before you go talking in the spirit realm. Um, your higher source is the easiest to connect with because it feels so familiar, and you go in your heart and you say spirit, soul, um, God, goddess, um, show me, what is this? Give me a timeline. And when we receive back from spirit in the light, it's often very subtle. We almost miss it. And it can be very symbolic. Why? Well, because spirit's not here to walk the walk for us. We're here to walk the walk for us. We're here to interact with those symbols and say, well, okay, is this something that's at face value? Or is this something that's literally symbolic? And depending on your channel, it might mean multiple things. Like for me, I'll get one symbol from spirit and it means multiple things. We have to be okay with that in spirit communication. A lot of times we're not. We like to say, oh, there's just one thing. It's not. So 2026, let this be the year that you understand your soul's language. And usually when we're communicating with the light, it's through our body symbology. It's like you go into a room and your gut tells you this is not good. This isn't safe. Or I got a weird vibe with this person. You know. So Maria, has Philip found someone new who he sleeps with? Or has he just been flirting central over there over the net? Maria is asking about Philip if he's found somebody new. So with Philip, it feels, I would say the word is not yet. I do feel like I'm connecting with grandma, female ancestor. I also feel like there's paternal energy coming through for you, Maria, looking out for you. Um, I'm curious to know if you work with Lakshmi. It does feel like she's been working with you and that there's money on the way. So I would drop Philip like a hot plate, okay? Because you don't want to have that blocking your prosperity flow as something shifting for you with work, career, money, and finances. So has he found somebody new? I would say not yet. I think he has options. Okay, thank you so much. Didn't have to draw cards for that one. That's just clear message. Then we have, I'm Dina. Would love to reach out, reach out to an ex-girlfriend and friend who passed away 10 years ago. Okay, do you have the name of your deceased ex-girlfriend and friend who passed away ago? Who passed away 10 years ago. Sorry, guys. I'm just going in between the realms. It's coming out the way it is. So, Dina, first name of your loved one, your loved ex-girlfriend. Kathy Bowman. We remained friends. Will Kathy please step forward for Dina? She has a very nose to the grind personality. And she's also showing me a clock. This can usually mean time was cut short, so she could have been younger, or it could have been an unexpected passing. And I also feel like with her, she was always like in a hurry. So I don't know if she was a fast talker, could be Aquarius or have air sign somewhere in the chart. But so this whole thing with time with her, like time's of the essence. Kathy. Okay, now she comes in also with a microphone, and I was asking what she was doing for a living before she passed away. I feel like it has to do with communication and speech. Going down the rabbit hole. Kind of like I think she's talking about you, and she was saying like how you kind of went down the rabbit hole, I feel like after her death, and like sinked into a bit of a depression, and she hears you all along the way. I'd be curious to know if there was something with respiratory going on with her before her passing. Heart, this is heart chakra, could be circulation, but it feels like it's like something with breathing was a bit of a difficulty. And my neck is being referenced. And also, I'm wondering if there was potentially a daughter that was left that she left. She is referencing a younger girl. Could be someone in her family, but it does feel like her own. And the healing message that Kathy has for you, Miss Dina. Oh, she says, I'll never let you go. And then she said she's helping you with like moving up the ladder at work. And I'm like, I see her kind of like laughing, and I feel like she's trying to tell you to like take it easy. So I don't know if something with work is making you closed off, or like she's saying just like to laugh a little bit, and you're gonna make it up the ladder. And she's also I believe she might come through to you as like a blue jay. She will be manipulating the birds to let you know when she's near. Um, and then I thought she just said, please give her a kiss for me. So it does feel as if there is like a reference to another younger girl that she is saying, please give a kiss to me, or to kiss to her, like for me. She's working very closely with you to help you advance here with work. And there is a lot of love. Like she said, I'll never let you go. Thank you so much, Dina. Thank you, Kathy. So after I give the reading, please share. You don't have to share too much, but just share like what resonates and how the symbols or whatever the messages came through, like how it applies. Okay. I'm always interested because like I don't know you guys. So, and I'm trying to make sense of that, and we're not in like a full session. So please let us know how it resonates. So then her birthday would be 2/2. She passed 117. What is the reference to the lungs? Please let us know. Thank you so much. And then about the young girl. We're going to go to Mari Jana next. I'm going to go back up to the top, guys. Bear with me, and thank you guys so much for being here. If you're new, please like, subscribe to the channel. So we now have Mari Jana. I believe you have a father coming through. This would be paternal energy, father figure. There's also a network of angels working with you very closely right now for healing. And I feel like your father, this gentleman that's coming through, he's saying to rest assured because I know that you're really worried right now, honey. I feel like he's referencing you as honey, or there may have been like some sort of like term dear of a term of affection like honey, um, for you. Rest assured. Now his facial features come in very strong to me. So, he may have been known to have like a very striking face. Let me know how this resonates with you. Very predominant features. I'm also being referenced to Christmas time. So we're going back about a month or so. And I was seeing almost like these little bells, jingle bells. And so what he's coming through to tell you is that I do feel like this gentleman like has not been around for a while, and he wants you to know that I'm still with you during these special times and occasions, like, and you're never really alone. And I am watching over you. There is also a reference to siblings and kind of like wanting to spread the love over to them as well. And Marijana, it's important that you're not staying in the past. So this could be around his passing, regret, feeling like guilt, but it could be also other things too. Like I'm just having a difficult time overall not letting go of things in the past. We need to make sure we're processing any shame or guilt and letting that go. He's saying like almost to like just it reminds me of the energy of woosah it, let it go and fill your heart with truth and love. And I'll wrap it up with this message. It's very clear from spirit. Don't like sometimes we quiet our own voice and we can feel like we're disappearing. And paternal energy is really helping you to be brave with speech and communication, to say your truth, and to don't shrink yourself or feel like you have to disappear in order to be you. That's going to be really important for your healing journey over the next year. So I'm going to say 9 to 12 months. We need to be authentically speaking and not closed off, not shrinking myself because I'm repressing energy and it's affecting the throat, it's affecting the heart, it's affecting the womb. We need to process. So we need to start working with the chakras. Something you can do to open your chakras instantly is visualizing them like a wheel spinning. And you're just breathing while you are spinning the wheels of your chakras. Get them open every day. And as you do that, it will trigger an emotional release journey for you. So it does feel like this is a big healing time for you. You are supported and loved. Thank you. So, shaman, shaman 14, she died of liver failure. Well, what about the other messages? Did anything else resonate? Okay. So, and um, Marijana, please let me know how that resonated. Who's next? We have Melissa next. Okay, so then we have Melissa. We have a grandfather coming in right away. Um, Melissa wants to hear from Travis. Suddenly on July 19th last year, does he have any messages for me, please? If your ancestors do, for sure. So there's a few different things happening. There's somebody here where they're talking about what I would call is like and I want to be mindful of the algorithm here and sensitivity, but there's a gentleman here for you. This feels like family. Doesn't necessarily feel like Travis, but it feels like there was maybe like where, you know, when you take too much and then you kind of like unfortunately pass. Feels like there was an excessiveness with this person before they passed away, leading to the passing. And here goes my timer. I'm going to set the timer here for like another few minutes here because I know I was giving a lot of collective messages. So get your questions in now if you guys have any. Melissa, this is time to really get buckled down with school or education. There is an opportunity for you to get to learn something new or to research. Then we see you getting into publication. I want to say about 4 to 5 years down the road. So it does feel like you really need to get the ball moving. This should align with your astrology and life contract about learning something new, getting more educated. And that's what the ancestors are really coming through to help you, to guide you into getting this accomplished. I'm also seeing this like this round swimming pool. I'm relaxing by the poolside. Okay. So there's a grandmother coming through for you, Melissa. I know you wanted to hear from Travis, and me as a light worker, I just read who's coming through, so I can't make spirits come. There's a lot from loved ones. A lot of ancestors looking out for you. But when I see you by the pool, kind of like sipping lemonade and just having a good time, this is about the simple things. I think that with everything you have to do with the school or the education or whatever it is you're learning, there's this pressure on you. And it's causing this anxiety. Now, I also want to mention I'm not a doctor. I can't prescribe or diagnose. So we may need to be in the midst of going through this shift with learning something. I also need to take things, enjoy the simple things and having more me time and just having fun and maybe just sitting in the sun, having some lemonade by the pool. Um, that's going to be important to help you get through the stress management of this new beginning in education and learning that you have going on. And then we see once we get this accomplished, if you're open for children, I do feel like there are um, spirit babies near, children that want to come through. So I see this really nice progression for you unfolding in terms of growing through education, learning to just slow down and enjoy life. And then I see a nice development of family coming in for you. Thank you so much. So I only have one more on my paper written down, Noda or Nada. So we have, well, thank you for explaining that. Thanks, honey. Yeah, I'm looking for a new job. And we have Audrey here. Mariana says, yes, Dad. Oh, I love that. Yeah, he came through very clear. Yes, I feel him. Yes, I closed off a lot. Thanks. You're welcome. Then we have MMB44. Hi. Hey. Just need your first name and question. And then I have NATO is next on my list. Am I on the list? Yes, you are. Melissa says, oh, yes, been stuck for 17 years. Oh my God. Travis was a lifeguard. He loved water. I'm 54. Where's my son? How is that for me? My son, yes, 21. Could be grandmother. Could very much be. There's kids coming through. NATO says, oh, yes. MB says, I would like spirit messages. So I'll put, so we have Audrey after, so I'm going to do these two. I'm going to write this down. So we have NATO, Audrey, and then MMB44. NATO's next. So should I write my question? Here it is. I would like to change my question when it's my turn. So sorry. NATO's your turn. What's your question? Emma says, thank you so much. I'm okay. Trav didn't come through with me all the time. Okay, thank you. Thank you guys. So we'll go ahead and do NATO, Audrey, and MMB. Go ahead and get your questions in now, guys. I think this was a good show so far. I know I got a lot out at first. I feel a lot better. That's what you do when you face those attacks. I'm going to do the timer for another 5 minutes. You fight the dark. You don't let it consume you. So NATO, and did I get your first name? If you can drop it in now. My question is what my ancestors want to let me know through the reading. First name, please. Nathan. So we have Nathan here. So ancestors come through for Nathan. Well, definitely paternal energy. This feels also like father figure. So I thought I was hearing reference of a son. You. I'm also seeing a reference to baseball. Just trying to figure out if this is a gentleman or if it was you. Could be both. Oh, the sun will shine again. I know we're going through a hard time right now, but the sun does come out again. So there should be like all these mountains, and it's just like when I see mountains, it's just like we're on a journey. Um, Lots of twists and turns, and sometimes we go back, but we have to keep going forward. I think one of the biggest messages for you is to keep pressing on and to cliche, don't give up. It feels like I'm being dedicated towards something that's not being paid, not paying me out all the way, but you're almost there and you're going to make it. So this feels like with purpose, could be work and career as well, but stay dedicated. It's like sometimes you get 15 no's before you finally get a yes, and then finally you get that yes, and you're so glad you didn't give up after all this time. I also for some reason for you, it's like I think it's like I want to see you starting to be creative with words. So it's like something that you're saying, we need to get you into, and I instantly get very happy. So this could be a craft that brings joy to you. You speaking, I want to say singing, you being poetic, something with the voice and creativity is going to help you with self-expression and help you to feel a sense of peace with this work that you have to do. It's like I want to say, it's like I wish it could be like this, like easy journey right now, but that's not what you've come to do at this moment. You've come to really bring this completion to what you started. And I also feel like there's grandmother also coming through for you. I feel like this would be more on maternal side. And she's saying for you to stay. Um, I think with you, sometimes we kind of run the risk of getting like either influenced by other people or someone else getting into my ear and then me getting twisted up or like um, not really um, sticking to my ground. So I'm going to stop here and read here what we're saying because we have a lot here. So I used to hear grandfather, but I don't know if it's from my father's side or mother. I was getting paternal energy for a man, father, grandfather, and then also grandmother. This would be on mother's side, who used to appear in reading. So Nathan, please let us know if that resonates and how it does. Where does that baseball bat come in? Anytime when I want to do something, people come to distract me. Replay this video. I don't know when you tuned in, but I was talking about why that happens. There's something that you're creating right now that's pretty significant. So we get attacked before we level up. And that's probably why you were drawn to this video. I talk about that as a collective message in the beginning. You don't back down, and you need to become more firm in yourself. So trust what you're doing. Oh, that's resonating. Thank you for sharing. Thanks for letting me know. Now we have Aubrey or Audrey. I feel that I was led to come here. Oh, I love that. Yeah, I'm a light worker. I do psychic reading, but I do a lot of mediumistic reading as well. And the message, when you replay it, it may really speak to you at the beginning as well. Thanks for this reading, dear. You're welcome, hon. Then we have, there was Audrey's. There goes my timer again. Here we go. Okay. I don't have tissues near me, so bear with me. Audrey Austin. Audrey. Hi, I met this really nice guy a few months ago, and we have recently been on 4 dates. I'm curious what he's thinking because I really like him. What's the name of this gentleman? Audrey. So we have Nathan said, thanks for coming in from France. France. Justice. I love that. Awesome. Thanks for being here. We have Karen. Hello, how are you today? So then we have Audrey. It says his name is Chris. So what is the healing message for Audrey regarding Chris? I know that you mentioned that everything's going well, but for some reason with Chris, I can't quite get him to focus in. Like, it feels like he's interested, but for some reason, I'm not committing all of the way. And I think it's because his focus is potentially in a different direction. So sometimes when that happens, it's not like necessarily even you. So I think the biggest message for you would to be make sure that you guys are on the same page. Be very clear. Like say what you're looking for, say what you need in a relationship and never chase. Just with men, they always go for what they want. Always. You don't have to beg, you don't have to chase them. They go for what they want. They're wired for that. So when, and so you have your options and, be very selective and hold yourself in that esteem. Like, you know who you are, you have options, and this is what you need in a healthy relationship. If this gentleman can do it, he can. And if not, there's others. So with him, I don't feel very positive, although you're saying it's positive, and I'm sorry. But so give it some time, maybe the next 6 weeks. Um, could we see you guys getting into like I see boyfriend? Could very well could be. But Chris seems that's like you're here and he's looking in this direction, if that makes any sense. And you'll know, like if he really is being serious, we would know. Thank you so much. Okay, so we have MMB, and then I'll take Karen's too. I'm just gonna keep going today, I guess. It's kind of fun, but thank you guys. It's always fun doing these readings here. MMB. Hi, I would like spirit message. Do you mind if it's like tarot? Let's see, MMB. What's your first name? Spirit message for Lily. Lily. Gold. A lot of gold. Okay, what is this spirit message for Lily? A few different things shifting for you. One, finances. Two, romance. Lily. And your situation. When they show me a mushroom, Your spirit guides are coming through. First, they showed me like a brick of gold. Then they showed me a mushroom. I love mushroom symbol message because it's like we grow through darkness. So what you're going through, I know it's challenging, but we will get through it. And in order for that mushroom to grow, it does have to be in that state, if you're following me. So everything is unfolding nicely for you in terms of healthy foundation with work, with money. I also want to see you almost doing something in the exchange market specifically. So this could be stocks, investments, trading. When I see the gold, so there's a real market for you in terms of you getting into that arena, and it's almost like I'm gonna set this. Guys, sorry. I'm gonna set for another 25 minutes. I can't. When I get into channeling, time flies by because there's no time. So that's why that happens. It was feeling as if your spirit guides were saying something along the lines of like the avenue that you're getting into or thinking about getting into in terms of like the trade or the market and all of that. You might be questioning it if like maybe like if a woman belongs there or like it feels like it's this man you've seen men mainly be in that industry. And the answer from spirit is like absolutely be a trendsetter. Don't get caught up in that and show out in what you're doing. So I think that there's going to be a lot of money that you begin to start making that we haven't quite yet even really reached that point yet for you. And once we get there and start to accomplish this, I see a soulmate coming in for you that feels very aligned and destined, should align with your astrology and life contract. So, okay, somebody was saying something about a date because I was going back to 2025, and that just feels like it was like kind of treacherous with the things you went through, and you're beginning to see, I think, a lot within either family or friends. You're starting to see like the truth, and it's like, wow, um, okay, I'm gonna face this, and I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna evolve. I'm gonna grow, and so I think because you've been so introspective, that's what really propels you into um, a very authentic path for you, like soul tribe, soul's purpose. You've earned it. Thank you, Lily. I know how that resonates, and if it does. Yes, I went through a lot with family. You saw it. You saw it. And you know, when people show you the truth, I was just telling, I believe Nathan on here, play the beginning of this. Play the beginning of this message because I was just talking about it earlier for like 42 minutes. Truth gets revealed. And 2025 exposed, you know, things a lot for other people too. So thank you so much for sharing. I have Karen down and then Angela Jones. I'm going to take Angela Jones too. I'm just going to keep going right now. Angela Jones. Okay. So next is Karen and then Angela. Thank you guys. And then we have thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Looking good for you. A lot of people right now on earth that are awakened, like, are old souls, man, very old, ancient. A lot of people haven't been here since like ancient Egyptian times. A lot of people haven't been here since the Christ. And so we incarnated at this very, very special time. And you see people that have that ancient soul type of energy really sticking to their life contract. They mean business. They come in and they come in to do what they've come to do and they get out. They, you know, it's like mature. Karen. So Karen says, can I get a message from Spirit, please? Karen. I have your work and money guide here. Uh, so I'm concerned about like, I don't know if you're worried about like legal issues or um there's something that's kind of stopping you with work that has to do with like legal systems. This could be outdated patriarchal, white male patriarchal systems, like I was talking about earlier on here. There's a heavy hand in terms of systems, like legally, that I think you're facing and have been facing. And all of it's leading to you coming up with some sort of theory. So I see you getting into some sort of publishing based on your experience of, so this could be dealing with like things along the lines of like workplace discrimination. Um, and sometimes in certain outdated systems, there's that like hierarchy that is just abusive and discriminating. So it feels like you're going through this phase with whatever it is in your work and career so that you can pull from it and you can create a theory or you can create some sort of method or implication to help others be able to break the chains of these systems. So it does feel intense for you, but it does get better, especially if you can try to enjoy the journey. Um, as hard as that may be, with the work you're doing, feels very serious. And Karen, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of like past life regression, but I do feel like you're tapping into Akashic, like um, you're tapping into past life energy that's influencing you today. So if you've been feeling like you're in a karmic loop in a sense, or you just can't break free with something, or you need a little bit more insight, something called past life regression may be beneficial or speak to you because there's like, excuse me, sometimes I get a little burpy when I channel. There's part of your past that wants to come out and be seen. Like something from a past life is coming out. And it's interesting. Didn't I just talk about ancient Egypt and past? There's purpose today based on where you've been. And I think a missing piece of the puzzle is exactly just that. You're going to have to dive into your past lives a bit in order to resolve things so you can finally move forward. And so you have an Akashic guide you can call in to help with that. You actually don't have to get hypnotized. You can work with your Akashic guide. But past life regression, and I'm not a doctor, I can't prescribe, diagnose, or recommend any kind of medical service, but past life regression may be very helpful for you to kind of bring that missing piece forward. This is why I'm so headstrong in this area. This is why I'm so curious about this. It's unfinished business. And we can't get to that next level until we, close the door, we wrap up what we've come here to do. Thank you. So please let us know how that resonates. And then I have one more here, Angela. So I have heard of it, past life. Okay, thank you. And this will be my last question here. My laptop is about to die and it's in the other room, the charger. So let us know how that resonates. We have Angela. Okay, I'd love to receive a message from Spirit. Angela. Matters of the root chakra. Number 4, 1 and 4. I do feel like I'm connecting with I want to say a maternal grandmother's coming in for you. And I also see you lifting weights. So you have a lot of loved ones from the other side, ancestors and spirit guides, helping to push you in terms of push you in the directions of self-development with body, mind, and spirit is on, the front line for you. So it's you working out, getting really dedicated with your health. It could be juicing, could be fasting, could be um, kind of like reminds you along lines of like, I don't know about you, but I wear a waist trainer. It feels like you're really on your game in terms of how you look, your appearance and beauty. And what I love about this for you is it helps you with your resonance. If you play back this video in the beginning, I was talking about how, we're all gods in a sense. We are all an aspect or fractal of God. And so when we carry ourselves in a certain way, it's not that we're being vain. It's that it helps you get in that frequency of the goddess. And so that's really where spirit is shifting you, is to how you're presenting yourself in the world and knowing the importance of it and letting yourself shine. Um, then we see a shift in your dating life, in the romance sector for you over the next, I want to say, 4 months. When they show me the 14, this number one is individual, four is foundations. So there's a shift within your root chakra, I would say healthy foundation, that's opening up the door for love that feels more meaningful than you've ever had before. Like it feels like we have foundations that I can build upon with other people. And I feel like I'm actually going into a gentleman. Feels like there's like aviation. There's a passion for flight, potentially pilot. Thank you, Angela. Let me know if that resonated. Okay, so then we have Karen, and Karen says, thank you. Parts of it resonated. You're welcome. Okay, that's all I got for you guys. Thanks everyone for being here. Again, if you enjoyed this show, please like, subscribe, drop a comment. It is my birthday week. If you want to send a tip donation, it's in the description box. Let me know if this resonated. Drop comments if you're watching this after the fact, and let me know your thoughts on the show. So thank you so much for being here. And then tomorrow also I'll tune into newsforthesoulradio.com at noon central, and I'm giving live free readings with Joanne Carvalho. See you then.